Hello everyone, it is me, your Ukrainian teacher Oля here. It has been truly a while since the last time I had a chance to say these words to you, and I am extremely happy to be able to say them to you again today. In this video we are going to talk about tomu and tomusto and try to understand when and why we use them in Ukrainian language and try to maybe stop confusing them if we used to confuse them before. And if you allow me, I would like to say that I am truly sorry for being unable to really post for a while now. So it happened nowadays that life's been treating me in a weird way in terms of my ability to find the time to do things that I actually love doing, and then in terms of my emotional state, which probably two things are connected together. Yeah, that is that. I felt like I owe a bit of an explanation to the people who've been subscribed at my channel for a while now. So I want to say велике спасибі, дуже дякую to everybody who has stayed on my channel, who has stayed my subscriber, and I would like to say hello to all the new people who have subscribed to my channel. And to celebrate the 10,000 of subscribers is crazy, you know, it makes me happy. Because if somebody would have told me like a few years ago that I shall be broadcasting for such a great audience, I would definitely not believe them. So thank you very much. I hope that your Ukrainian learning process is fun, and I hope that you learned something new today. And if you knew that already, then maybe you revise your knowledge, which is also kind of useful when you learn a new language, right? So tomu and tomusto. Well, let's agree they sound a bit similarly. Both of these words are used to connect two clauses or like two simple sentences in one more complex, in one compound sentences, right? That's what we do in the language sometimes. We tend to connect simple sentences into bigger, more complex ones. And sometimes we need a connection, a special word to connect the two. Sometimes we don't. Well, tomu and tomusto are used as such a connection words between two simple sentences, between two parts of the complex sentence, right? And another similarity to them is that both of them are used to describe the relations of cause, consequence, reason, result between those little sentences that we are connecting, right? So one sentence should be the cause, the reason, and the other part of the sentence should be the result or the consequence of the reason, right? I know, sounds a bit abstract. Let's take a look in details for our better understanding, and I suggest that we begin with tomu. Tomu. So tomu is used to connect two simple sentences when first comes the reason, the cause, and after it comes the consequence, the result. Okay, reason comes first, then comes the result. Then we use tomu to connect them. Shall we take a look at some examples? Let's do that. So two simple sentences. У мене не було грошей. У мене не було грошей. I had no money. And number two, я не купила будинок. I didn't buy a house. Okay? У мене не було грошей, я не купила будинок. The fact that I didn't have money, right, was the cause of me not buying the house, right? So number one, the sentence number one is the reason, the cause, and the sentence number two is the consequence. I didn't have money, and then what happened? Because of that, I didn't buy the house. У мене не було грошей, тому я не купила будинок. У мене не було грошей, тому я не купила будинок. Number two, another set of two simple sentences. Я живу в Україні. Я розмовляю українською. Я живу в Україні. I live in Ukraine. я розмовляю українською. I speak Ukrainian. So, sentence number 1, я живу в Україні, is the cause, right? And the result of it, yeah? I live in Ukraine, and so what? Я розмовляю українською. Я розмовляю українською. So, to connect them, to make a bigger complex sentence, a compound sentence, you would say, я живу в Україні, тому я розмовляю українською. I live in Ukraine, that's why, and therefore, and for that reason, I speak Ukrainian. Я живу в Україні, тому я розмовляю українською. Number 3. Він любить рослини. He likes plants. У нього великий сад. He has a big garden. Okay? Now again, to connect those two in one compound sentence, we would say, він любить рослини, тому у нього великий сад. Він любить рослини. He likes the plants. And that is the reason, right, why he has a big garden. Another instance. У них багато дітей. Їм потрібен великий будинок. They have many kids, and that is why, therefore, they need a big house. У них багато дітей, тому їм потрібен великий будинок. So, тому, as you could have figured already, could be translated into English as that's why, or therefore, or for that reason, right? Now, the second part of the video is tomusto. Tomusto. What's tomusto? What's the difference? Sounds very similar. It is used in a similar way. We have the same situation. We have a reason, a cause, and then we have a result and a consequence, but they are switching the places now. First, we give the result, the consequence, and only then we give the reason. Right? So first comes the result, and only then we decide to explain why this or that thing happened. And if first comes the consequence, and after it comes the cause, in order to connect those two, in one sentence we use tomusto. 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 Let's take a look. I decided to not come up with the new sentences, but use the previous ones, so we see better how it works. Я не купила будинок. I didn't buy a house. У мене не було грошей. I had no money. Right? The original reason for me not buying the house is that I had no money. We just say them in a different order. Right? First the result, then the reason. And in order to make a sentence like that, we would use tomusto. Я не купила будинок. Чому? Why? Тому що у мене не було грошей. Я не купила будинок, тому що у мене не було грошей. Next. Я розмовляю українською. Я живу в Україні. Я розмовляю українською. Why? Чому? I speak Ukrainian. Why? For what reason? Тому що я живу в Україні. Because I live in Ukraine. Again, that's not the only reason to speak Ukrainian, but that could be the reason of speaking Ukrainian. So, yeah, moving on to the next. So, yeah, again, first result and then the reason. The next instance. У нього великий сад. Він любить рослини. He has a big garden. Why? What's the reason for him having a big garden? Well, because he likes plants. Він любить рослини. У нього великий сад, тому що він любить рослини. The verb obviously shouldn't be capital in that one after тому що. And the last instance. Їм потрібен великий будинок. They need a big house. У них багато дітей. They have many kids. Again, їм потрібен великий будинок. Why? Right? Чому? Well, тому що у них багато дітей. Because they have many children. So if тому meant therefore, for that reason, that is why. Okay? Тому means because. And they are used to connect the reason with a consequence, but it depends, right, on the position of the reason and a consequence. When we first have the reason and then it is followed by a consequence, then we use tomu. If at first we lay out the consequence, the result, and only then uncover, the reason, then we use tomusto. Hey, and what's your reason to learn Ukrainian? I'm wondering. I would love to know. So please let me know in the comments down below. Now you have all the tools in order to build a sentence like that and tell me and the world why you're learning Ukrainian. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you didn't, also do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Also, would really take a time to say thank you very much to everybody who is my patrons. You are cool, you are great, you are amazing, and your support truly, truly means a lot to me. And I will see you in my next video, hopefully, fingers crossed, very, very soon. Bye!